Hello and welcome everyone to I Am Never Wrong, a debate show where the world's finest, or rather most confident brains, battle it out for the big prize. I'm Mattie Diamond Turnbull, as in Malcolm, and before we begin, let me show you who I am and why I am never wrong. O flower of Scotland, when will we hear your like again, that we can rise and be a nation again that stood against him? My name is Mattie Turnbull. I'm short for Martha, but not really that short for Martha, and I hail from Glasgow. Born in 1944, as I grew up, of course, post-war it was big stories everywhere. I was captured, my imagination was captured by the story of the evacuation of British children, Second World War, from the cities to the safety of the countryside. I thought, I want to write a book to capture the stories. And the people whom I interviewed were so excited to be rediscovered. They had, by and large, been between the ages of about 9 and 16. So they were maturing children, so they had great recall of their stories. The Scottish experience was a happy one, not exclusively, but there were more sad stories coming from outside of Scotland. My brother had 2 friends from his local club, and they were both evacuated to Aberdeen. He said that the best thing that had happened to them in the evacuation process was when they got to the farm, they befriended the boy of the farm who taught them how to smoke. And that was the best thing they had ever done out of the evacuation story. The city of Clydebank was the port of Glasgow, as Fremantle is to Perth, okay? Huge shipbuilding area. Clydebank was bombed to bits, you could almost say, and I think statistics would prove that like 80% of the homes were demolished. We rarely hear about Clydebank in the history of the Second World War in the UK, but we always hear about Coventry, which would be similar size but a wee bit bigger than Clydebank. But the statistics have gone completely awry. That Coventry gets all the credit, if you know what I mean, for being brutalised to the extent that they did. But proportionately, Clydebank was more brutalised. I guess that's what I'm saying. It sounds as if I'm a bit bitter about that. I'm not. It simply makes the case for me to write the book and to ensure that those issues are raised in a history book. If we consider, and they did consider, what would have happened to them if they had not been evacuated, many of them said, however, what would have happened if we had stayed? The funny stories of the Scots overtook that and overshadowed the horror of it, but by and large, every single person said, this could not happen today. Welcome back to I Am Never Wrong. Tonight we will be picking a mystery topic. Even I don't know what it is, and we will battle it out in a fiery debate. But first, our guests. Tonight we have Mr. Beau Kennedy and Mr. Carter-Noske. Tell me a bit about yourselves. Beau first.
Well, I'm a freelance pharmacist, and I believe that I've got a natural edge in this kind of competition. You see, when I was born, I came out right arm, right leg, right time for a good time. And with a life so right, wrong is such almost a foreign concept as my father.
Thank you.
See, you know, I had to work my way to being right. You know, I'm an ad man. When have ads ever lied to you? They haven't. They're always right. So, from that, you know, it just made sense. You know, I started becoming more right. My beginnings, you know, I made a lot of mistakes, but from that, now I'm always right. Can't go wrong.
Thank you very much. This will be very, very interesting. It's time now for our mystery topic to be chosen. Our topic is, bear with me, I have it here. The world has seen the USA and the Soviets fighting this Cold War for the last 40 years. The question is, will communism or capitalism fail in this decade? But before we begin, a brief message, of course, from our sponsors, Laser Eye Surgery.
Well, I first was prescribed glasses when I was 2.5. and so that means I've been wearing glasses for just over 80 years. Yes, poor eyesight, particularly in the left eye. I had what was called in those days a turned eye or a lazy eye, and I had to have an operation when I was 7 years old in Melbourne, and it was necessary for me to be wearing glasses from then on. Well, like most school children, particularly in primary stage, there's difficulty with glasses because sometimes in the schoolyard, in the hurly-burly of what goes on, they can come off and be broken, and you'd have to go home and tell your parents, well, my glasses are broken, I've got to get some more glasses. My wife's name is Aileen, and she, in fact, is from a very large family. She's the 13th child in a family of 14 children. Because with fading eyesight, you lose the sort of perspective and the vision of seeing how wonderful she is, and it's so rewarding. If this is a success, if this operation is a success, that's one of the main achievements that I'm looking forward to. Seeing my wife more clearly all the time.
Oh, look, you're having trouble here. Let me do it. Here we go.
Gently, thank you.
Yeah. How does that look?
Well, that looks pretty
good.
good.
What can you see?
Well, I can see you for a start. That's a very good start. That is fantastic. Look around. I can't believe it. So just amazing what a difference it's made. You know, now that they've both been done, it's fantastic. Oh, future. Well, we've had a very good life. I mean, we've been so fortunate in all that we've done. I'm not sure how much more we can do that we haven't already done, but certainly the clearer vision is just going to be so helpful, particularly going through airports and in travelling, much better.
And I'll feel much safer when he's driving the car.
Well, there you go. Well, I don't want to say that because I like you driving and I'm sitting back relaxing as the passenger. That might get us cracking for the day. Here we go. You don't normally have a brandy dry this early in the day, do you?
No, I don't.
Well, today's special.
Is that right?
Really special. There you go. So let's toast each other. Right, have you noticed how well I'm pouring that?
Yes, I do. And seeing so well.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Oh, there we go.
That was a real eye-opener.
Wow. Pretty good. That all goes well
Yeah.
for our chat. Okay, and now the moment we've all been waiting for, the I Am Never Wrong debate. Our winner is all down to our lovely audience, so call 1-800-RIGHT to vote for who you think is never wrong. Okay, we have 4 minutes on the clock.
Well, I have to say, it's better dead to be than be red. I'd hate to be one of those filthy communists. Just look at the difference between West Germany and East Germany. You know, one's thriving, doing well. You know, a great example of how well capitalism is teaching and treating everyone. You know, I'm able to succeed because of me. I can't do that if I was a communist.
Okay, that's a very interesting first statement.
And what if you were unable to work? What if you were unable to infuse insurance?
Yeah, do you have insurance in communist countries? Not really. The only insurance
The
is
insurance
death.
is that my society will help me.
Really?
People will stand up for each other.
I don't know.
United people come together. This is how society was formed. We did not just strive out into the woods on our own, hunting whatever we wanted.
What about bartering?
We stuck together. We defeated the animals that hunted us.
It is
and
quite
we
interesting
built homes for
sorry to
safety.
interrupt, sorry. Do you have any friends who were reared in the Eastern Bloc? And how they feel now about moving into the West, as it were? Do you have any pals who were born, for example, in East Germany?
They're just surprised with the amount of freedom.
Okay.
You know, able to walk the streets without fear, knowing they can actually be able to work and actually afford food rather than just be giving, well, even
Do
if
they
I'm...
sometimes reminisce about other things, free education, health, etc.? Do you want to comment on that? Under the Red Banner, it seems and appears that people were able to access education, health, etc., without having to worry about insurance.
Well,
Devil's advocate.
Yes, they're taught they're taught the basic skills, how to...
And how's that working out? Not very well.
They're getting on so far.
Doesn't matter if you're if you're
Russia has always been completely different from the West. Completely different situation.
You mean
based
in the days of the
entirely-
Tsar anyway?
Yes.
Yes, before that.
More people have
Presume.
died under the empire than have
good
died
point.
so far.
Interesting.
And they talk about communism starving these people. It is not the idea that is starving them, it is the lack of food being produced.
It's a pretty idea, but it's not doing well in practice. Capitalism may not be the most prettiest, but you look at what Ayn Rand was out there saying, you know, if I got to choose what I got to, as hard as I work, I should reap the benefits. Why should I be held back by the government out of all people? The government that should be there to support the people and not support itself. Because if you look at the communist countries right now, they're just supporting themselves. Where's all the money funneling up to? It's not the people, I can
guess
tell you.
Mr. Trump is about to be, in due course, he's hovering around there as we know. He may well lead the world in due course. I know it's not his time at the moment, but what do we think about that?
Well, I don't think he'll be leading the world anytime soon.
Okay.
He has said multiple times that he does not want to take the presidency, and to say to go ahead and do the otherwise would just be an utter turnaround for him, and go back on his word.
Okay.
I mean, going back on his word, he might very well fit into American politics, as most people do, as U.S. senators and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They always flip-flop on their ideas to distract the people from what's really going on, using ads to determine what the people are thinking.
It's better
to
I'd rather ads than
that's pretty
propaganda.
To throw the attention away from the actual problems concerning them.
Okay, very quickly before we run out of time. Is communism going to die?
No, absolutely not.
Capitalism going to die
Of course not.
this semester, this decade?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, so
I believe-
status quo is your opinion. Neither is going to fall.
I believe that we can change past this.
Okay. Time's up. Thank you so much. Stop voting now. Our time is up. Our call centre is just counting up the votes now. So, boys, do you think you'll go home with the mystery prize? What do you think you will?
I don't really need
See,
the
he'll
prize.
give
I got everything I need already given to
Under
me
you
by the
say.
people I love.
He'll give the prize away.
To the poor.
Yeah,
To
of
someone
course.
who needs it, someone who's been outcast by the system.
That's so good. It's good to see how polarised you have remained throughout this conversation.
Just like my glasses.
And that's, yes, exactly.
Which
So,
I made,
thanks
by
very
the way.
much. Ready? Aye. Yes? Yes. Our winner is Alex. Let's hear it for Alex.
What am I?
Well done.
I'm
And, and here's your prize.
Ooh.
This is something you're going to cherish in your capitalist world, because we will not be allowed to reproduce this. So here you go.
They won't be
It's okay, I'll be
reproducing
able-
for
I'll
long.
You're gonna
sell
be
it and
able
make
to-
a profit and help my small business out. Can you say much of the same?
This could go on, but it's not. Are you ready?
I'm ready to catch
receive?
it.
You must give it to me then.
Oh, well,
Thank
what can
you
I say?
so much.
This is the-
Thanks for watching, everyone. And tune in next week for another round of I Am Never Wrong. This has been so successful, and thank you very much.
Are you going to
I
share
really
that with
enjoyed
your
it.
wife? Oh, wait.
I'll sell it. I'll sell it to you.
I don't need it. I got all the comfort I have.
Cold hard steel.
What? Sorry. Did you just say? Did you say that we're being cancelled?
Another failure of the West.
At least we had the opportunity.